Welcome back to another episode of the Ben Warsh Podcast. Another solo episode today. And today I'm going to talk about a new motto that I learned about that I'm going to implement in my daily life. And it's the philosophy of above and beyond. And this is a very simple golden rule that anybody can implement into their life to improve their results. And improve their progress. Because I think if you want to become somebody that stands out and exceeds and improves greatly in any area, then you have to live a lifestyle of above and beyond. You have to exceed all expectations placed on you. You have to exceed expectations you place on yourself. You have to push further than you've ever pushed before. You have to push yourself to your limit and past your limit, past your breaking point, past your edge, every single day and every single thing you do. You have to be somebody who breaks boundaries and sometimes breaks norms. Somebody who goes above and beyond is never going to fit in. They're never going to fit in. A lot of the times they're going to stick out like a sore thumb, but you have to decide. Tall poppy syndrome. Do you want to be the flower that, lives fast and grows high and maybe is cut down? Or do you want to be one of the short flowers in the masses that never gets noticed and never does anything special? And yeah, you're safe and you won't get cut down, but you're just another poppy in the field. So the key is to go above and beyond in everything you do. And that's difficult. That requires an extraordinary amount of effort and resilience and discipline and dedication and courage and a willingness to break the norm, to be different, to try to be better, to stand out, to be judged. But, I've just decided in my life that I'm tired of settling. I'm tired of being another short poppy in the masses, and I want to try to grow. And that means that I have to go above and beyond. I have to do everything better, do everything not only to the best of my ability, but then to surpass it. That's the only way to ever get close to the kind of life that I want. So it's a must-have. It's something you have to do. And is it easy? No. That's why nobody does it. Because going above and beyond just requires putting in that extra effort every single day. It's difficult. You're not going to want to do it. You're going to want to settle. But remember that when you settle, you get exactly what you settled for. And great people in life never settle. Because I think for a true winner in life, settling is just admitting defeat. Why would you ever settle for less than you want? I think it's better to die pursuing what you want than to live a life having settled for something less, whatever that may look like. And it varies from person to person, but you just have to decide what your goals are. You have to decide, what do I want out of my life? And don't let other people interfere with what you want. Figure that out for yourself. It's your decision. It's your wants, it's your happiness that's on the line. You're responsible for it. Stop trying to please other people and stop being ashamed of admitting what you desire. And just fucking say it to the world and accept it and own it and then go after it. Don't hide it. Because if you do that, you're never going to get it. So instead, have the courage to speak your desires. Have the courage to know and go after what you want and do what you want, and not let anybody tell you off for it. Not let anybody discourage you for it. Because that's step one. You can't begin to pursue the things you want unless you admit that you want them. I think, society and the world is placing so much shame on people who authentically express their desires, whatever they may be. Whether you want money or fame or women or social media followers, who fucking cares? Who cares if other people judge you? If that's what you want, if that's really what your heart desires, you have to fucking own it and go for it. And not let anybody tell you different. And remember that when someone points a finger at you, they're pointing 3 fingers back at themselves. Own your desires. And then go after them with everything you have. And do it 100%, I mean, like, whatever you do in life, you should be doing 100%. Half-assing stuff is just for half-baked, cowardly people who are afraid to fail and afraid to invest things. And learn to say no to what you don't want. society nowadays, I think, looks down so much on being a selfish human being. But being selfish doesn't mean you have to be greedy. Being selfish can just mean you're looking out for yourself. You're looking out for number one because nobody else is. No one else. No one else is going to come to save you and take care of you. Yeah, that's your parents' job till you're a fucking adult. But once you're an adult, it's your fucking responsibility. You gotta look after yourself now and take care of yourself and know what you want out of your life, and then go for that. And then grind your ass off for that and put everything you have into it. And not be discouraged, and not take no for an answer. And just always get back up every time you're shot down. That's how you're going to succeed. So, do some deep digging. Do your journaling. Do your meditation. Look inside of yourself and find out what you want. And accept it. Don't try to change it because other people tell you that it's bad and that you should be ashamed for wanting something. Don't change it. Just go for it. Own it. Accept it. And if people think that you're a bad person for chasing it, then fuck them. Honestly. I don't care who it is. Fuck anyone who gets in your way. That's what it's about. It's about I'm fucking blazing my trail and I'm treading my path, and there ain't nobody who can fucking get in my way and stop me. And if you try, you better watch out, because I'm a bulldozer and I'm gonna plow right over you if that's what it takes. You have to stay true to yourself and your values, no matter what the world tells you, no matter what your friends tell you, no matter what an influencer tells you, no matter what your family tells you. You gotta be you, and you gotta own you. That's the only way to succeed. Because there are so many people who are going to tell you to stop and try to discourage you on your way. You can't let that happen. You cannot. You have to block out the voices of the people going against you. Because chances are, there's a chance they're not really there. They're not really there to support you. If you want to go for something and they're not helping you and supporting you go for that, then they were never supporting you or with you in the first place. Never. They may think that they want, maybe they have good intentions at heart. Maybe they think they know what's best for you. But they don't know what's best for you, because only you know what is best for you. Nobody else. There's not a single person on this planet besides you that knows what is going to be best for you. And you definitely have to learn to distinguish between opinion and advice. Because opinion, you should throw out the fucking window immediately and never, ever regard. And advice, you should analyze and make a decision of whether you're going to accept it or not. And you either accept it fully, or you throw it out the window as well. Because guess what? Not all advice is good advice. People can give shit advice. People can give good advice that you should take, but people can also give fucking terrible garbage advice that you shouldn't listen to. Because subconsciously they're actually trying to hold you back. So living the above and beyond lifestyle just comes down to pretty much fuck what other people think. Which is the mindset you should have. You should always have the mindset of, I don't care. I don't give a flying fuck what anybody on this planet thinks of me except for me. Because if I like me, then that's enough. Everyone else can go fuck themselves. That's the way you gotta roll. That's the way you have to roll in life. Because in my opinion, it's better to be hated by everyone and ridiculed by the entire world for who you really are than to be loved by the world for who you're not. And I guarantee you, if you are authentic to yourself and you be who you really are, that's how you're going to find people who you make real connection with, because they're going to accept you for who you really are, not for some bullshit facade that you put up to try to make the world accept you. Like, honestly, the more I think about it, the more it's like, I just realize, like, actually fuck what other people think. Like, people's opinions of you are just so fucking worthless and wrapped and buried in insecurities that they have about themselves. It's insanity. Like, just if you're ever being criticized by someone, just fucking listen to them speak and listen to what they're fucking saying about you, and you'll realize, like, just how pathetic and insecure they are. It's insane. Like, honestly, like, if you look at someone and fucking, and you're just talking down on them and criticizing them, like, You're just admitting to the world that you're a complete fucking insecure loser who just wants to tear people down so that you can drag someone down to your level to make yourself feel better. That's parasitic. You don't drag others down, ever. Never. You just raise yourself up to be on their level. And if somebody else is grabbing onto you, trying to drag you down, you gotta fucking just kick them in the face and keep swimming up. You know? Just let the people who are gonna hate you stay fucking bitter and miserable and jealous forever. That's their problem, not yours. Because in life, you either got two options. You can be mad or you can be better, and there's no in between. So you choose which one you're gonna be. Are you gonna be mad or are you gonna be better? Are you gonna be the one who constantly drags people down, who constantly criticizes and judges others who are trying their hardest and constantly fucking, you know, lowers people's morale? Or are you gonna be the one who lifts others up and lifts yourself up and is a positive, you know, positive, uplifting, impactful person on the planet? The choice is yours. I'm a big believer. I've learned, like, more and more these past couple of days, I've been thinking more about binary decision making in life. Have as many things as possible just be binary decisions and binary results. Did I go to the fucking gym today? Yes or no. It's as simple as that. Like, did I do this thing that I said I was gonna do? Like, there's no, like, people give all these fucking excuses. Like, it's either a yes or a no. Either you did it or you didn't. There's no in between. There's zero, like, there's no, that's just doing shit half baked, which gets you nowhere. You know, people who think like that, just, it's the definition, like, excuses and doing things half-baked is just, that is the definition of a complete pathetic loser. That's the definition of somebody who is so afraid to try and put their ego on the line and try to get better, who's so afraid to fail, who's so outrageously insecure that if they fail once, their whole world is just going to collapse. So what do? They don't try at all. And then they get nowhere in life and they blame circumstances. Congratulations, pussy. You just dug yourself into a giant hole, and made it impossible to get out. Like, how can you sit there and fully understand that when you make an excuse about something, instead of taking accountability. You're literally denying yourself free progress. You're just actively working against yourself. It's just the most counterproductive thing you could do in life. Is just to blame other shit. Why would you want to live your life like that? Why? It just makes no sense. You could be doing so much better. You could be going so much further if all you did, forget everything else, if all you did was just never make an excuse. Even if there's one, and people argue, oh, there was actually one to be made here. Motherfucker, there's always gonna be an excuse. That's the thing about them. That's the fucking thing about excuse. There's always one there. There will always be one available. It's about 1,000,000,000 times harder to constantly take responsibility and accountability for your decisions, your inputs, and your outcomes in your life. And yeah, you know what? Do I make excuses? Yes. Am I fucking disgusted at myself and feel like shit and feel ashamed every single time I do it? Deep down, deep down in your gut, you know you just made an excuse. You know it's complete bullshit. You know it's your fault. But you're just too fragile and too much of a pussy to admit that you might have made a mistake. So what's it gonna be? Excuses and a life of self-hatred, or no excuses and maximized potential? The choice is yours. You know, every day that I've been sitting down and making these videos and my podcast episodes and the Substack post, every single day it becomes harder and harder to make them when you don't see any results. And I sit here and I wonder if something will ever come of it. And I don't know, there's no guarantee of success, but I just know deep down in my heart that I would rather live under a bridge or die having shot for the stars and shot for what I really want in my life than have settled for anything less. There's no world where I would trade there's nothing that could ever make me settle. There's nothing, there's not a single thing on this planet that could ever make me settle unless for what I want deep down in my heart. And I want a lot of things in life. I don't know if I'll get them all, but I know what they are. I know what I want. And I'm gonna go try to get them. Unashamedly. And I don't care if the entire world hates me for what I fucking want. I'm still going for it. And I don't think I'm a bad person for it. In fact, I think I'm a good person because I'm not gonna lie to myself and others about my desires and my intentions in life and what I want to do. And fuck, man, I've just decided that I will walk through the fires, the endless fires of hell, in order to achieve my dreams and my goals in life. You know, I will be the guy that grinds like God gave me one last chance. I will fucking put my life on the line. I think that's the level of desperation that I've reached. That's the level of urgency that I've reached. You know, I'll go pedal to the metal every single day. Every single fucking day. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes to reach my goals. You know. You know, if it means pulling Scott Galloway's working Tuesday morning to Wednesday night, if it means, you know, so many extra hours of study, if it means failure and enduring humiliating rejections and public humiliation and scrutiny and ridicule, you know, if it means you know, not knowing where my next bit of money is going to come from, if it means, you know, it doesn't matter if it means I have to fall asleep at my computer 4 nights a week, if it means it doesn't matter what it means, I think at the start of this journey for me, it was me pushing myself, but there's no push anymore. It's all pull. There's a hook. There is a hook inside of me, pulling me every day, just yanking me, and I've realized that I have no choice. I'm in too deep, after 545 days of relentless daily effort, I'm in too far. I've reached the point of no return. I've absolutely reached the point of no return, The only way now is forward. There's no looking back. The only way is forward. I've jumped through the portal. I'm on the hero's journey now. I am in the thick of it, and I'm going off to fight my fucking dragons and slay my dragons and write my story. So my question to you is, are you gonna go write yours? What steps do you have to take? I'm just on the beginning of my journey. I'm just after what is now officially a year and a half. As of right now, it's 12:04 a.m., July 1st. I've just passed 1.5 years of daily effort and self-improvement, and now I've officially passed the threshold of no return. It's from this point forward, it is just all this new adventure, this new world, the previous version of me has been completely obliterated. The old Ben is gone. He's dead, and I'm the one who killed him. All for the sake of trying to become something more. And there's not a person on planet Earth that can stop me or that can get in my way. There's no force that can permanently keep me down and hold me back. And if I die on the road, then I die on the motherfucking road. But goddamn it, I'll make sure that I die with a sword in my hand. Looking my killer dead in the eye with a smile on my face knowing that I gave it everything I had. Everything. There's not a single piece of me. There's not a single piece of me left to give. And I know that there are people out there who want to do the same. I know that there are people out there who have a burning desire in their heart that they want to pursue, but they're scared. But I have faith that you'll get there in the end. It took me 545 days to reach this level of conviction, to reach the level of conviction where I could go balls to the wall and say that I want to go after my dreams, and I'd rather die chasing them than settle for anything less. And I'm going above and beyond every single day to make them happen. I know I'm not the only one out there. Or maybe I'm wrong, and maybe I am. And if I am, then I'm okay. Because I'd rather be authentic and alone than wear a mask just to be accepted. I'm on the verge of falling asleep here, but I'm on a roll. I want to keep going. I want to go above and beyond, you know? I gotta stay true to my word. That's something I've been working on every single fucking day, relentlessly, staying true to my word. Every single time you break a promise to yourself, you stab yourself in the back, you betray your potential, you let yourself down. Your word is your life, so treat it like such, you know. Your word is everything. It's everything. It's indescribable how important it is to do what you say and say what you do and follow through unfailingly. That's how you build unbreakable trust in yourself. There's no other way. There's no other way. Wow, I'm like about to pass out. Holy shit. But we're just getting started. If I fall asleep on my computer, it's fine by me. Fine by me. being good to yourself. Being good to yourself doesn't just mean being good to yourself doesn't just mean being kind to yourself. Being good to yourself means being true to yourself, no matter what that looks like. Being good to yourself means not letting yourself down, giving everything you have every day. Putting your life on the line for the sake of your needs, for the sake of what you want, for the sake of your goals, for the sake of your aspirations. Being good to yourself means not letting anything or anyone stand in your way. Not letting yourself down. I'm gonna go. Oh, there's a Gatorade over there calling my name. Give me a sec. There we go. This ought to help. Fuck yeah, that's better. A little refreshment helps. So, what are some of my goals? I guess I should talk about them. Big one for me is I was somebody when I was younger who, and even now still, I'm terrible with girls. Terrible with girls. I can say that for a fact, but I've decided I'm not gonna let it stay with that, let it stay that way. I'll read as many dating books as I have to, go on as many nights out as I have to, read, do as many cold approaches as I have to, get rejected as many times as I have to, but I'm gonna prove that anybody can be very successful with women with enough effort, with enough self-improvement. I'm also going to grow this YouTube channel and my podcast, and I'm going to grow them to the point where they can be my primary source of income, and I can work on them full time as as my moneymaker, and I can use them to build fame, build notoriety. I want to be someone I want to try to become someone who's famous, It's a big ambition of mine. And you know what? All of these goals, and yeah, I want to make some money. I want to make money. Enough so I can, at the very least, not have to worry about it ever again, and just buy things that I want, and not have to worry about the price tag. I'm not somebody who has ambitions of, becoming a billionaire, or, making a crazy amount of money that I'll never be able to spend. I want to make enough so that I can basically, just do all the fun shit that I want to do, and have nice things, and give people nice things as well, and support my family and friends. That's what it's about. Yeah, I want to. I'm somebody who who never had a great sex life, and I don't want it to stay that way. I want to have a fantastic sex life. I want to, I want to fuck like an animal if I get the chance. Like, I don't give a shit. I'm. You can judge me all you want for that. You can call me a bad person. I don't fucking care. I just don't care. I want to go on snowboarding trips. I want to, travel and see the world and, move from city to city and country to country. Always be seeing new stuff, meeting new people. I want to meet the people that I admire the most, the role models that I've looked up to, like, someday I want to be on the Modern Wisdom podcast with Chris Williamson. That's a huge goal of mine, because he's been, a major role model for me throughout my life. That's somebody that I really look up to, and I want to be able to talk to him face to face and do a podcast episode with him. And yeah, I believe in God. I believe there's a heaven and a hell. And do I want to go to heaven? Yeah, I want to go to heaven. So, I want to be a good enough person to make it there, But I'm not going to let that guilt or shame stop me from also chasing everything else that I want to, because I got one shot at this shit for all I know. I gotta make the most of it. And people might say, oh, there's no way you can achieve all that, money and fame and notoriety and women and be a good person at the same time. And to that I say, bullshit. I bet you absolutely can. And if that's not the case, then fuck you. I'll be the first one. I'll be the first fucking one. And right now, I've slowly, you know, the amount of work I've been doing, the start of 2025, the first half of it, was probably the worst, one of the worst parts of the year of my life. It was terrible. But now, my response to that extremely dark period has now been to slowly but surely, ever so slowly, I've just noticed that the amount of work on myself that I've been doing, the amount of self, now just delving in a little deeper, before I had my toes or 1 foot in the pool of the self-improvement space. But that's not enough. You can't half-ass shit, so I'm diving in, and the work that I've been doing has been increasing. The output has been increasing, The amount of study and practice and learning and implementation that I've been doing has been slowly going up day by day. The amount of investment that I've been making, slowly but surely is becoming more and more. And I'm interested to see how far it can rise, how much output, how much growth on a daily basis am I capable of, because the amount that I've been changing, even week to week, the changes that I've noticed in myself are shocking. All I can do is pray that I continue on this trajectory, because I think I'm going in the right direction. I feel like I feel aligned with my authentic self. Like I am pushing in the direction I should be pushing. I feel like I've started that hero's journey where I'm now on the path. I've begun this adventure. I'm delving into the forest with the mountains in the background with dragons to slay. I continue to push myself further and further every single day to test and, to challenge my limits. I'm constantly having my worldview and my philosophy on a daily basis is being pushed. My set of values and my beliefs are being challenged on a daily basis. I think about my time. Dwayne Knoll from Dry Creek Record School talks about, a sword and how to become, an amazing sword needs to be put in the fire, it needs to be put in the forge and be hammered on repeatedly. I feel like, right now the forge that I'm in, the flames are being stoked to the hottest they have ever been. And the hammer blows, which are the failures and the rejections that I experience and the setbacks that I experience on a daily basis, those hammer blows are becoming more intense, and they're becoming more frequent, which means it can only mean that my steel has become more tempered and stronger. And if there's one thing I know for a fact, it's that God does not give us shit that he knows we can't handle. So it's a testament to my growth and my strength that now these challenges are being mounted on me, and I'm being pushed further than I've ever been pushed. And I'm just repeatedly being sent to my edge, to my limit. And then you find out that that's not your limit. It's incredible that I've reached the point now where I'm becoming addicted to failure and setbacks, because like, it's crazy how all of these massive failures, like, it's almost comedic that every single one just seems to make me like exponentially stronger. It's like a drug. Like, it's like I anticipate the pain, and I look forward to the next huge failure and huge defeat, because I just know that I'm gonna come, like, if I can just fucking survive it, I'm gonna end up on the other side like 5 times the person I was. It's such an intoxicating feeling. It's so intoxicating. It's like, you just need to experience it to know what I'm talking about. Like, with this kind of thing, you either get it or you don't. There's no in between. And like, this kind of feeling you can only understand it after you can only understand this feeling just after going through just an unbearable amount of pain for so long. Like, but then you just step out on the other side of it, and you just look back at where you were versus where you are, and you realize the entire time that it was a gift. You realize that every single one of those painful moments, every single one of those low points, every single one of those failures, every single one of them were gifts, because they ended up making you orders of magnitude better and stronger. And I can only, like, at this point, I can only wonder, what my future holds. And I pray every single day for God to just, like, please give me another hammer blow. Send another fucking, throw me in the forge. Let's go. Like, I can fucking handle it. And I just cannot wait to see how this just turns me into even more of a beast. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm fucking delusional, but you know what? I've just decided that I'd rather be I'd rather be broken. I'd rather be a fucking broken, twisted human being like I am now than ever be normal. Like I may genuinely go insane during this process, but the thing is, like, I'm happy about it, you know? That's the crazy thing, is that I'm happy about it. I don't care. I mean, whatever, man. We're in too deep. I'm pushing this thing to 1 hour and 30 minutes. Or dying, trying, you know, like. Because I know I'm capable. I mean, I've already sacrificed so much, so what's 23 more minutes? It's funny how I started out this journey with the mindset that it was a sprint, and I went balls to the wall and I burned out. And then I switched to the mentality that it's a marathon. And so, like, you know, I just focused on little daily wins, you know, doing a little bit every day. And now I'm starting to realize that in reality, it's a marathon and it's a sprint at the same time. Like, you actually just have to go full sprint every single day. And, you know, just see where you end up 5 years down the line. Like, I mean, to put it in perspective, it's been 1.5 years. It's been 545 days. Now, I am basically I'm a completely different human being than from when I started this personal development journey, this daily effort journey, you know, the self-improvement journey, which now I'm starting to get into more heavily. And, like, I cannot fathom what it's going to be like 5 years from now. You're talking almost 2,000 days. Hell, I don't know what I'm gonna look like 6 months from now. I hope, all I can hope, is that I'm better than I am right now, you know? That's all I can hope. I mean, I pray it happens. Like, because otherwise I just will have failed my mission. And I have faith, you know. Am I better now than I was 6 months ago? Fuck yeah, I am. Oh my God. I am way fucking different, way better than I was 6 months ago. And through all the hell that has been 2025, I'll tell you what, this year has taught me more than any other year in my entire life. I've learned more in this past 6 months of absolute misery and failure than I have ever learned. So yeah, man, like, bring the pain on. Bring the pain on. I'm slowly becoming an addict to it, because I can just see that it's shaping me into the person that I want to become. And I cannot wait to see what earth-shattering failure happens next, what the next low point is, what the next hammer blow is, what the next setback is. That's just gonna vaporize my entire worldview and everything I thought I knew, because those are the points where it's like you rise like a phoenix from the ashes into something so much more. You know, people are probably just like, if anyone's listening to this right now, people probably think that I'm just a fucking, like, completely insane lunatic. But am I really the one that's crazy? Maybe, but I'm happy being crazy, you know? Because for the first time in my life, I finally feel like I'm on the path that I was destined to be on. Not one that was chosen for me by someone else, but the one that like this is the trail that I'm supposed to be blazing. You can just tell, you just have that gut feeling. And it's such a good feeling, you know? On the topic of self-improvement, some good habits that I've been slowly picking up. NoFap a couple of times a week. Like 3 to 4 times a week, you know, just making sure there are days where I don't masturbate. Because that can't be something you let control you. Um, porn and video games are gone. They're gone. Doubtful they're ever gonna come back. You know, maybe in the future, but right now, like they serve no purpose to me. They serve no purpose. Especially porn, man. Like, that is just indescribable how counterproductive it is, how useless it is, how, like, terrible and corrosive it is for guys, you know. There's just an endless list of reasons why you should not watch it. Video games, just, you know, another distraction to keep you off your purpose. When I know I should be diverting all of my energy towards my improvement. Cold showers, trying them. I can't stay in the cold for very long yet, but I'm slowly but surely just getting better. You know, at the end of the shower, just, you know, I'll shower in like mildly cold water, and then at the end you make it as cold as you can, and you stay in it for as long as you can, and slowly but surely you can do it for longer and longer. Journaling's been huge. It's basically every day for me now. I just get to write my thoughts out, you know, stuff that I've been collecting through the day, and I just get to put it on pen to paper and actually convey my thoughts through writing. Those are the ones that I've been focused on recently, on adopting. Many more to come. Hopefully these ones I can make stick. Reading, slowly trying to get, you know, develop that reading practice, man. Should be, you know, all the guys that are where I want to be have all read like hundreds, even thousands of books. So I gotta get to that point too, you know. Cannot stop taking in new knowledge and then implementing that. I'm trying as well, as hard as I can, to develop my action bias, you know. Be that person who's a doer, not a sayer or a thinker, or, you know, actually implementing as much of the things as I learn as possible every single day. Like, every single day is just a huge opportunity to make so much progress if you can keep the open mind and put forth the effort and go above and beyond. It will. Every day can lead to remarkable progress. Oh, I'm about to pass out. I'm so close though. 10 more minutes and we've hit our goal. I don't break promises to myself. You know there's a chance no one watches this video, but I'm very proud of myself for making it. I think it's a step in the right direction. I've slowly gotten better. Slowly but surely gotten better at just sitting in silence with my own thoughts. I used to be so scared of my thoughts. But I've spent so much time with them that I'm okay with them now. I welcome them. What a journey. I remember when I was staring at the clock for this video at 5 minutes. I was like, man, I've been talking for so long, and now here we are. We're just like 7 minutes away from the goal. You know, sometimes we're really bad judges of our potential, and we are really bad judges of what is possible for us. You're capable of a whole lot more than you realize. Ben, I am just minutes away from falling asleep on my computer, but gotta go write the Substack post after this, so not there yet. Above and beyond. Above and beyond. Every single day. Every single day. Above and beyond. Live it. Live it. Embody it. Internalize it. Just be that guy. Be that guy. Be him. You know, be him. It's never too late. It's never too late. Never. You know, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, but the second best time is now. Choose the second best time if you haven't already. Because now is all we've got. Now is all we've got. Oh man, people better watch this fucking video. Come on, YouTube. Push this one for me, please. Fuck it. Run it back tomorrow. Try again. I'm not gonna let some stupid setback stop me. I've faced worse and come out on top. I'd like Sydney Sweeney on top of me. Wow, I'm going insane. Like, I'm going insane right now. But I don't care, a promise is a promise. I always wondered if I have a soulmate. But I don't know. I've definitely swallowed the red pill recently. And not really looking for the soulmate thing at the moment, I'd say. I think I should start by just being able to get girls. And then work my way from there. Work in progress. That's me. I am the work in progress. And I always will be for the rest of my life. I'm gonna be the best fucking work in progress this planet has ever seen. That's a promise. I mean, man, I just made an hour and 30-minute YouTube video. I could never have pictured doing that a year and a half ago when I started out. Are you kidding me? Never. I've come so far. I have come so outrageously far. I've made so much progress. And to think that this is just the beginning. Like, I don't even think I'm at 1% of my development yet. I'm just beginning to, I'm just barely beginning to enter the stage of, functioning human being. And then there's all of that, all the potential past that, you know. I feel like, you know, I just feel happy at the prospect of enormous potential. Because if my growth is anything to go off this past year and a half, then man, this next year and a half is about to be really fucking interesting. See you tomorrow. Peace.